Eclipse, and then we'll create lab exercise 2 for this week. So create a new project, new Java projects, maybe CSE114 week 11 and lab exercise 2. Okay, if you do that, and then under that, let's do a simple example first to see how the equals method and toString method can be useful. So let's create a new class first. Let's say point, the class you're very familiar with. So new class, and then do point. Okay, for the point class, we know very well there will be two attributes for the x and y coordinates. So let's say both x and y are simply double. So you would say double x and double y, as easy as that. Let's so we only got two attributes here, and let's have a constructor for that. So you can have point, and then let's say double x and double y. And because we happen to choose the same name as the attributes, so we have to use this keyword to disambiguate. So we can say this dot x equals x, and this dot y equals y. Okay, so now we're done with the point class. Let's say that's all we got. If you go to the same package here, so let's just do another class. Let's call that point tester. Okay, if you do that, and now for point tester and do the main method here, and now let's create one point. Let's say, so you would say point p1 equals new point. Let's say that's 2 and 3. Let's say, for example. Now, I would like to try two things here. Maybe let's have another point, maybe. Let's say we got another point, point P2 equals new points. Let's say also 2 and 3. So it seems like P1 and P2 refer to the same location on the two-dimensional plane. Okay. So now let's try first thing first. So let's say system.out.print line. If you try to print P1, let's say, and as I said before, if you say print line and put the object variable, it is as if you say p1.toString, but you didn't have to write it. Java is going to call that for you. So these two lines, lines number 7 and 8, they are equivalents. So typically you would just say print line p1. Okay. So now, how do you think the output should be? Did you say something? What should be the output? Like an address, right? Okay. Let's have a look. If you execute the code, this is what you get. You get points. So point would be the class at, some kind of like a sort of like an address. Okay, that's maybe how you understand like an address. You can see because we're trying to print out the same P1. One would be P1, the other one would be P1 toString. Exactly the same. Okay. However, this is not very readable for us. We would like to have a more descriptive representation of the points. If you want to do that, remember object class is the superclass of every class. And in the object class, we have a method called toString method. And that's why we have to redefine the toString method in the point class. So that's the first problem we want to solve. So let's go back to points here. And then we simply have to define the toString method. So in Eclipse, you can simply type to_s, and then you will see you can actually complete this method there. See what's actually there in Eclipse. toString returns a string, and you can override the method in object class. Override in Java simply means to redefine. So toString method is a method that you inherit from the object class, and now I choose to redefine that. If you do that, they actually have some override comments for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, all you gotta do is to actually figure out what should be the new version of the toString method. Okay, so now let's say we would like to So let's say string, and then so the easiest way is simply to say return, and then let's say what you want to return. I want to return something like a open parenthesis, and also the value for x, and also let's say a comma, and then the value for y, and then the close parenthesis, let's say. That's the easiest one you can get. Okay. Alternatively, if you are not very comfortable with just one line of return, what you could have said was string, let's say s. So that's something you would like to return. It's equal to just this value here. If you're more comfortable with this expression here, and return s. Okay, it's up to you. Both are equivalents. Right? Just don't forget the semicolon here. Okay, so what we have just done was to override or to redefine the toString method we inherit from the object class. And go back to the point tester here. If you execute the code again, you will see that now the output will be 2.0, 3.0, rather than just the address we saw. Okay, so you can see how what's the effects of redefining the toString method that you inherit from the object class. Okay. Let me give you some exercise, very small challenge to do. Rather than printing out as 2.0 and 3.0, what about this? Let me write it down for you. I would like to say, redefine the toString method such that it would say x coordinate value is 2.0, y coordinates value will be 3.0. So now redefine your toString method in such a way that it's going to output something like this, which should be easy to do. I'll give you maybe 2 minutes to do this. So what you gotta do is go back to your toString method here, and then change the way you redefine s over here, right? This is the format I would like to have.
How do you do new line?
Oh, that's good point. If you want to do new line in Java, it'll be double quotes, slash n. Yeah, that's something called escape sequence, which we'll also talk about in the elementary programming lecture. So you would say the first line plus the new line and plus the second line. Okay, this one should be rather straightforward, I hope. Okay, give you another minutes to do this, and then I'll type the answer on the screen. Okay, so let me show you a very useful method in the string class. If you Google the API page, I may have to, yeah, let me just open up my wireless. Give me a second. So if you Google the API page for the string class in Java, you'll find that there's a method there. Let me just reopen that. One second, I'll come back.